Hello? Hello? Uh, Holy fuck. It's been a bit of a minute since we streamed. I was sick last time, and I got, like, incredibly sick, and ended up having to take about a week off. And then just some, like, last minute stuff came up, like, personal IRL shit. We're back now, though. I know it's been... Holy hell, Minecraft Thunder, calm down. I know it's been a minute. I know I put out a community post that just said I was going to be taking a break because I was sick. I never really did say I was coming back or when, right? There's no update on that, so that's kind of my bad. Regardless, we're back playing Minecraft today. So far, it is just myself in the Discord call, so you guys are stuck with just me for a little bit. I'm just going to be kind of playing catch up here and kind of like seeing where everything's at right now, the state of the server. And I'm playing a little bit of tour guide because we didn't slow down while I was sick, right? Like I played a little bit while I was sick, and then definitely furthermore after when doing real life stuff, right, and wasn't able to take the time out to stream. I did still hop on for a little bit with the friends there. So yeah, we're just going to be playing some tour guide, showing you guys off what's been going on. That's really about it. I think we're good to pretty well just jump right into it. Minecraft Thunder, shut up! Yeah, I'm not gonna make a big show of anything. I'm just gonna kind of show what's been going on. Starting off nice and local is the current state of my base. My weird transitioning ceiling that I haven't quite sorted out here yet. It was better than the stone, but it just kind of looks a little weird, so we'll figure that here out eventually. And I guess, yeah, we'll start at the bottom and work our way to the top, right? There's less going on at the top. I don't remember quite what I had last time in terms of what was all built and whatnot, so we'll just kind of cover it off like it's scratch. We got an enchantment table with the grindstone and spellbinding table right off to the side. I ended up picking for my spells the archery manual, because I was working on the archery line of things. I know the first stream I didn't do any of it because I didn't remember from the very beginning what job I had picked. Yeah, we've completely... Holy hell. That is a splinky ass beat. Double down into archery, that's what we're going for. Haven't changed what origin I've picked at all, right? We're still playing as the Phantom. Ow. And then after that, yeah, the rest of the base is pretty open-ended. The nether portal is still here. It's still linking with Travis's base, or Travis's portal. I never did fix it. I just gonna end up moving it once we get more of the base expanded, but that is a later project. Bed is still pretty much, I think actually is in the exact same spot it was when we last were here. We have a mushroom named Orin in the corner. That is a Baldur's Gate reference for anyone who actually does care. And it's got a nice little pen to herself. Up to the side, we have a bridge that runs across over into a bit of a crafting area. And we have a book, which I will explain more of in just a minute. I'll just explain it in a minute, because it's also going to be kind of an introduction to the server as well for anyone who's playing that might be watching. Because we've been pretty private about what's been going on. Off to the side, we have a little lectern for one of the villagers that we have inside of our storage system here, right at the bottom. This guy here, he's got a Fortune 5 trade. Still actually haven't used it to put onto pickaxe, it only has Fortune 4. We have our dog, Parmesan. Notice that he's got the thing Murder Hound. That is because if we go over into the side here, into the Ranger specialization, there's a whole bunch of stuff here for dogs that I didn't realize at first. So we're actually going to have a small pack following us when we start to do like bigger dungeons and whatnot. But until we can kind of get them established, they're just kind of sitting in the base here for now. I also don't have any of the skills because I've been working on getting myself personally set up first. So they're kind of the last bit that's going to fall into place. Next is our storage solution. Remember before, I don't know if or how it was last time I was streaming. It was just coating the walls, and it was just way too much. And then I ended up discovering the Tom Simple Storage mod, and it's essentially applied energistics, but just significantly cheaper. So I just kind of have these digging into the mountain in a straight line. We could definitely upgrade that by doing like diamond chests and whatnot, but until we get there, I'm currently dead broke from other things, which I'll point out. Just a minute. But yeah, so as it stands right now, there's just a long corridor that's going to be built. Beacon goes hand in hand with the storage mod here. You'll notice off to the side, this wireless crafting terminal that I have hooks up with the beacon to make it so I can access it anywhere. I did have to force load the chunk in order to actually keep this running. I've done the same for Alex, and I don't think anyone else has set up a beacon yet for it, but we'll do that for them after, so they can actually do it without having to like throw it in spawn chunks or anything like that. Because I didn't see anything for chunk loaders in JEI, so we'll see what actually goes on. I'm sure there's a way that you're supposed to be able to force load chunks, but I don't know of it. Making our way back upstairs. Right. We have a waystone and the bridge. I got up to a point with it. I did this actually right after the session of last stream. Oh, there's a beacon over there. I will have to force load Travis's thing then. I'll do that after. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, so we did get the bridge set up. I felt really bad because I was starting to get sick. That's why we ended stream really early. And I just left this huge, ugly dirt like block outside of Jesse's base. It's still not fully done. I do want to put a little roof on it because I do burn in the sunlight, as well as it doesn't actually go down into the water, so it's just a freestanding bridge right now. But it's better than having nothing. After that coming around, we have found a couple more experience bushes. So we got them growing, right? They grow about 2 per each side. And we haven't really touched more of the farm at all, or expanded it. There's been no real need to. I was having, right, this gets me about a stack of carrots per harvest, a little bit more then. So, with other stuff I'll show in a minute. Golden carrots are no problem up until I found some eternal beef, which I cooked into eternal steak, and that's now my constant food source. Coming across the bridge, we have a little crafting station that just has some of the chip blocks in it, right? Like the chip craft stations. That's about all that's here for now. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more crafting stations, but I haven't set any of them up. And so yeah, eventually this will just become kind of like a little workshop, but for now it's very lackluster and very bare. Lastly, there is another dog up here. This one's name is Silva. There's a third dog. Its name is Ezekiel. That I think is in the Nether. That was actually yesterday's little conundrum we had. Was Travis is looking around and ended up finding it in the Nether. And he said it came back through my portal into my base. I don't think... Well, it's obviously not here, so I don't know where it actually ended up. Might be in his base if we went through the portal. But other than that, that's really about it, right? We actually haven't done too much of our base. I did want to do a good chunk of it on camera, so I was kind of holding off a little bit. I do have another project that I want to do underneath. I'll get to that here in a minute. You can actually already see some of the waypoints for marking it. But that's going to take a little bit of work and be kind of annoying. So we'll hold off on that one just for a little bit. Once we're done the tour, maybe we'll look at it. After that, though, the big thing is this book. Book's name is BTFG. My name, signed by Atlas & Co. So Alex, right? And this book introduces what I've actually been doing outside of my base. Because right off the bat, this looks like we haven't been doing jack. However, though, click into it. This document recognizes Takahiro_3033 as a founding member of the Big Gamba Trade Federation, and it permits our use of all of its facilities and resources. A diamond a day keeps the CRA away. Keep this document for your own records, which is why it's posted. So with that, Yes, there is a trade federation that's been established by Alex and myself. We're the only 2 members. And we've been working on some group projects with that. Our big goal is just a lot of diamonds, right? There is off to the side. You can see, right now, we are very broke. I've had mine upwards of about 1350. But I've been using a lot of diamonds trying to get my armor, which is the fused diamond set, which takes another star for 2 fused diamonds. So, you can get it from doing the Creeper Casino, but the issue is my pickaxe, because of they have the little like rarity system that they have, you can reforge, but it takes 1 of the material, and I spent quarter stack of nether stars trying to re-roll it, and I eventually got a legendary one, so it's not even the highest. Apparently there is a tier called unique past this, but I just wanted something that was just pure positive stats, right? So you don't get pure positive stats until, I think rare has a chance, but epic at a minimum, you get completely positive stats. Lastly, just kind of touch base on what I have for equipment on before we start actually looking around at everything, right? Diamond helmet, diamond boots. I'm trying to replace them with the fused diamonds, or the fused diamond stuff, but don't have enough nether stars for that yet. Cosmetic sets, we're trying to rock with the wizard hat. The only thing is I don't have... Ooh, you can't really see because how much shit's here. But I don't really have the legs for it yet, so I've still got red pants. As well as I have the kitty slippers, but I do have the actual boots as well for that. After that, for equipment, we have the night vision goggles. Off to the side, we have a diamond quiver, which unfortunately doesn't work with the ability, so that's why we still have a stack in our inventory. An elytra that is almost dead, because I've been getting a lot of elytras from the gambling. Ruby necklace, which is giving us just pure attack damage. As well as, on the bottom, we have the obsidian skull. It's not that great, and I want to try and look at getting another way to solve my fire damage. And then maybe open up that slot, but as it stands right now, nothing. And then the kitty slippers is the last thing. Creepers avoid the wearer, so I actually don't have to worry about charged creepers, which is nice because the explosion on those is insane. Yeah, after that, there's nothing really here besides that, right? I'm just rocking a random bow that I have, right? Random axe that has efficiency 4 on it. And a semi-nice sword, right? I was able to, or Jesse was kind enough to provide this for me, so it's on its way out slowly, but I do have it. It is nice. On the other side of things, we have a hook, increased experience drop, which is nice. More max health because, you know, my health was lower with being the Phantom. Some feral claws, which give me some higher attack speed, as well as I've got ranged attack damage from the Jade Ring. And then, yeah, the archery manual is what's able to give me all these extra spells that you see on the bottom left there of the screen. Oh, interesting. It's counting 33 arrows somehow. Oh, it's showing what's currently selected in the stack. Okay, that's interesting. Didn't know that. Yeah, so regardless, that's pretty well this base here. You'll notice there's a few little knickknacks that are placed in by Travis, right? We each kind of had to go putting some small stuff in each of these bases, right? That's Timothy the Creeper there. As soon as you come out of the Waystone, that's the first thing you see. So definitely got me the first time he saw it, or he put it down. But then also he got himself with it as well and scared himself. So double-edged sword. And then there's a little hole up here that I was planning on having the little workshop loop around and come across. But I've got no plans for that as it stands right now. And then, yeah, that's really about it for our base here. We haven't really done... We haven't even mined out the ores down the further bit of this little ravine. As well as directly underneath the base, there isn't very much, right? It's still filled with water. I haven't gotten rid of the slime. Or, sorry, rid of the water with sponge. But yeah, so then, I guess moving onwards. while we can. Move on to everyone else's base, and then I'll show up what the Big Gamma Trade Federation's been up to. Jesse has moved out of his little hole here, and has actually moved, you can see, off to the side. Not where I am near now. Right. That's where his place is. Right. So we'll go visit him in just a minute. Travis has actually set himself up quite nice. Food. And has pretty well finished his house. I don't remember where he was at with it before. Right, so he's got a nice interior, all decorated out. As well as the waystone. Everybody has the waystone at their place, so we're able to traverse quickly. I'm just hitting the ones that are right nice nearby. And he's got a whole little like dwarf mine going on down here. Right. Still, he's got his enchanting set up. Another portal. Some decorations. I ended up putting over in here. He's got a whole bunch of little bears now. Yeah. Nice little trophy hallway that he has. I was rather impressed when he showed it off. Yeah. Off to the side, he's got his... What the hell? Okay, that's new to me. Damn, this looks good. Damn, I really like this. This looks really cool. Why? Travis, why is there a toilet right beside your bed? I don't want to know. Damn, actually impressed. Holy shit. But yeah, so yeah, this is a little storage area. I helped them set up the Tom Simple storage mod in here. It was a huge clusterfuck that was super confusing, but honestly fair. But yeah, we did get that set up eventually. Going down further has been his passion project that he's been working on. Right, where he's got a little like armory hallway going. But yeah, it's gonna be cool the way he has it set up, right? So he's got each one kind of like themed out. Right. The other one's so sad at the cow. Huh. Right. And then yeah, he hasn't quite finished up to this end here yet. So yeah, a lot of work to do on that, but it's gonna look super cool when he's done. I'm super excited to see how he does with his base here. Going further into his base though, coming out to the opposite end. Right. We have the Grow Den. This is from when he was making BLTs. Right. The little rat that I put in here is just completely exposed now. Yeah, you can kind of see some of the other decorations that I've thrown around. Okay. One of my favorites was the rat. It was really funny. And then going on to this side, there's nothing quite established over here yet. But yeah, it's looking super cool how he's got this base set up so far. Well, alright then. And then yeah, lastly, one of the few things that he's set up. Can I please get up here? You know what, that's it. We'll do it manually. No Danny Phantom. And then one of the last things that I added to his base was right underneath the staircase here. We have a pair of sheep guarding down his path. Beware of the depths. Bad things lurk beyond. But yeah, after that, I think he had one thing on the roof. Yeah, I put an elephant on the roof. Yeah, so that's pretty well Travis's base here right now. Right, he's got a nice view looking outwards. I think that's Alex's base set up with his beacon. So we'll head over there probably last, because I think that'll be the most fitting with the Big Gamma Trade Federation. So next we'll move over is to Jesse's. Right. Oh yeah, that's right, I have an elytra on. Right. So you can see now kind of how Jesse set up the rest of his base. He put some of this wood right as a exit to his previous house, with a nice path to our community garden that he's established. It looks super good as well, right? This is the old one that we'd found when we first started moving here. But he's got this nice deep slate path, and he's just kind of got it all marked off for the different crops from. I believe it's Croptopia? Yeah, a whole bunch of Croptopia crops. Alright. Which is a nice little lead into his base. Which is just this gorgeous little A-frame house that he has. Right. Super impressed with how this one turned out as well. Right. Nice little waystone as well. Some gardens. Right. Going underneath. You can see where I keep falling through the floor. There's just this random dirt block that's there. Here, I'll burn a little bit so I can get up without falling. And then yeah, right into Jesse's base here. Right. He's got a storage system set up. Nice furnace system off to the side. And yeah, just a nice quaint little like cabin feel it's here that's really homey looking. Right. On its way up. Oh, I thought that was an actual rabbit. Right. Got some coffins, got his bedroom, got his enchantment set up. Right. Super nice looking house. And then even on the back here, I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's on the side. There was a ladder coming up by the furnaces. And then yeah, he's got this nice little deck where he's got a little brewing area set up that actually gives him some roof access here as well. Super nice, right? I really like how his house looks. Right. And then yeah, more gardens off on either side. Next, moving over, now we'll actually have to travel via Waystone because they are quite the distance. We have Michelle's house and we have Matthew's house. So Michelle's house, we will go to Little R's base. Right. And we have her nice little house here as well. Right, lots of trees nearby. Nice view looking even into the sky, or the little sky village pokes through depending on your render distance. Right. And inside, lots of plushes and whatnot. Right, nice little bedroom. Little cat plushie that I had gifted her earlier. Right. And it's just gorgeous looking little house. A really cool banner. I haven't seen that one yet. Right. And then yeah, just a nice little storage setup up here as well. Haven't noticed her on quite as much as some of the others have been. So I think that's why she's kind of doesn't have as much of herself established. But I will say what she has a great attention to detail. As well as she has a second little like hidden area down at the bottom here. Right. Which just leads to her enchantment setup and mine access. Which looks like it's a geo that she cuts into. Yeah, so a nice little area that she has here as well. Okay. And then lastly, we go over to Chinatown. This is Matthew's base. I will say at first I thought he had completely ripped this from some build tutorial. But I was actually able to get some insider information on it that he just looked at a few images. Hello! Looked at a few images and just went with it, right? And tried really hard to make it as much of himself as he could. That was himself. But also just kind of his own style, but similar as well. I couldn't speak for the life of me. So yeah, he's got a nice little pagoda? I think that's what the gate's called. I'm actually blanking. And then I'm not going to pretend I can remember the name of the Japanese architecture style that he's got going on here. Yeah, he's kind of got himself set up, right? He's got... What is this? Huh. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, he's got his little starter base that he had, and he's moved into his larger home here now. Right. And I guess the whole reason he went for a tower design for a house was simply for the fact that the origin that he's playing needs to be above a certain Y level for him to be able to sleep. And so thus he's now built himself up to the top of the tower here. Which is still a really cool thing to have. Right, you can see just off to the side, Michelle's base there. Right. So yeah, so that kind of catches everyone's base except for Alex's, which we'll head over there now. Right, don't want to interrupt him too much. Right. But yeah, he's got himself a nice little dugout as he gets himself established. And then he's got a nice little quarry that he's been working through that's slowly going down and holds all of his storage. And then lastly, he's got a little enchantment set up off to the side. And I believe this is a farm? Yeah, and a nice little farm cooking pot. Yeah, super cool looking base. I'm excited to see right how this quarry goes all the way down in all the different rooms. Right, there could be a lot of detail that could go into this, and I'm super excited to see where he goes with it. So yeah, so then with that, lastly, that brings us to the big Gambit Trade Federation, which is the big thing I want to cover, because that shows off what I've been doing. And so if we keep going over back towards my base, we'll be able to get a nice aerial shot of what it is. You might have seen it on the mini-map already. Right. I built a runway! I built a giant runway, and have it set up now with a little hangar off to the side. The big mod that I've been working with has been airships. I believe it's immersive airships? Yeah, immersive aircraft. Right. And so, yeah, so I've been working a lot with this mod here lately. This has kind of been my bit of a passion project. And yeah, it's off to the side. The big Gambit Trade Federation hangar. Consult with me if you'd like your own. And then off to the side, we do have another little bit of lore that I've kind of got set up. Right. This public runway is built by Kira of the big Gambit Trade Federation. Myself. So yeah, so we ended up doing quite a bit of exploring here. You'll see on the map, right? Me and Alex did a few adventures back and forth trying to find some stuff. You can also see the random teleport marks. And yeah, right. I thought that was a panda. But yeah, so we've got ourselves a few airships as well. The big warship over here takes quite a bit of coal and moves rather quickly with the upgrades that we have in it. Right, all of them are just kind of reducing speed here right now, but we do have some that do drop the fuel requirement since it does take so much to keep going. Hold on. Interrupted. We have one that is basically completely run off of pedal power. Right, and so you can eventually, right, once you get with enough movement, which is why the runway is so nice, you can get it to take off. And then we have our biplane, which, as it stands right now with its upgrades, doesn't need the runway to be as long as it is. But if we get rid of a whole bunch of the upgrades, it definitely is a lot nicer having the larger strip. There is one more vehicle that can come in here besides the airship. There's actually also two variations of the airship that are smaller. A individual little like passenger craft and then a cargo ship. This one, due to its size and due to its slots, right, it even has a fully functioning gunner slot. Right, that was just kind of the one I went for. And then lastly, there is a quadcopter, which was super nice for building what I'm about to show off next. Right, takes coal as well. Right, the 3 take coal, and then the 2 previous airship ones take coal as well. And then yeah, it's just a nice little quadcopter. Right, you can go into F5, and then you can just build up roofs and whatnot. Super nice. Thing is, you do suffocate, but because I have the phantom thing, I don't suffocate. So after that, I've just been keeping that one in the inventory just because it's been super nice to have on standby. But it was placed here in the hangar before. And while I'm here, the plan is eventually to kind of hollow out that mountain and terraform it so it's a little bit neater. Right? Because right now, even this one here has a bit of a false facade going on. Right? Making it look a bit more full than it actually is. So yeah, I do want to like fully round that out and then build up actually a whole nother mountain and then have a few hangars along the side here. But that is a much later project. I was up till 2 a.m. one night building this runway just feverishly because I slept so much with being sick. But yeah, so regardless, that's what we were up to here. Well, this is what I was up to, right? This was my baby. But the actual big thing that Alex and I have been working on is our piglin farm. So, piglin farm does have a disclaimer to it compared to this runway, which is public. The piglin farm is limited to members of the Big Gambit Trade Federation. Or so me and Alex worked really hard on it, right? So we just kind of kept that one to ourselves. And that one we can find over here, right? We've got BGTF in front of, almost like a clan tag in front of our few locations. And if I go to the nether roof, that'll be our best showcase. Up to the top we have this giant piglin farm. I don't remember who actually made it. We did find the design online. I will take no credit for designing this. We do have a fundamental understanding of how they work, right? Like, we built them in the past in previous Let's Plays of different packs and other Mad Labs works. But this one, we were thinking, well, because everything has the special health and other like effects added onto them, how do we want to design it? We played around with the idea of just simply having them drop to their death, but it came out to like piglins took like 80 blocks to drop or something completely ridiculous. And so we decided against it. And we eventually settled on just taking on this design and modifying it so it will kill the piglins off of entity collision, right? And entity cramming. Right. So as we approach up to the top of the thing, right, you can kind of see a bit of our base platform, and then rises above is the main spawn platform. Right. Alex did a lot of the base work on this one, right? He was able to get the shoot set up. He was able to get the sorting system all set up, and then he had to get off for a night, and I came in and did the work of getting in all the magma on this one. Right. So you'll notice up at the top here, right, exactly as it is. This is going to be extremely obnoxious. I'm going to drop this down for now. Up at the top, we have a spawn protection thing of slabs that prevents gas from spawning on the top. Right. After that, the piglins will spawn. Oh, there's a jockey. The piglins will spawn on the magma. They get triggered by the turtle egg that's underneath the golem over here. And then the golem will hit a few of the piglins and will... What the hell? It's the other wolf. How the hell? Huh. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so then the golem will hit some of the piglins. And with that, that'll increase the aggression range of the piglins, right? So they'll all rush in and go down into one of the two murder shoots, which, like we were showing on before, like I said, they kill by entity cramming. Right, so bring this over around to the side. Right. Drops them down the chutes. At the bottom where we have 24, I believe we have furnace minecarts is what Alex put in here. Just not a regular minecart so they could hop in. Right, so one of the variants that actually has something inside, chest, furnace, whatever it be. After that, right, the entity cramming will kill them off, even with the new health, right? You'll see how steadily it actually drops their health down. And with that, the experience will go into the middle there. And you can see the use of this farm is restricted to BGTF members, Consult, Kira, or Atlas. Right, and then you'll be able to collect experience as the items get filtered down. Right, anything like the gold swords and whatnot, right, those will end up into this little burn chute. Right, and then lastly, the rest of it will fill up rotten flesh and then all the gold ingots, or gold nuggets. Right, and we do still have some backpacks here as well for leftover supplies. I actually think they're empty now. I'll just come grab these at any moment. Because yeah, that's the backup supplies. And then you notice that we have a diamond block. And this is where the reason why this is so big and why this turned out to be the Big Gamba Trade Federation's project. Right. In this mod pack, it's best to show it off through JEI. Right. Rotten flesh, a drop, can be converted directly... Oops, wrong thing. Can be converted directly into diamonds. Right. It is a 9-to-1 ratio, and the video that we copied this over from said that it was about 8,000 rotten flesh in an hour. That rate might be a little skewed because A, we're on a server, right? So obviously if there's multiple people on the server, the rates do go down. As well as the entity cramming taking more time might also affect their rates. But regardless, that does give us access to farmable diamonds. Right? And if just a refresher for the Creeper Casino and how we've been getting so much of our riches, is it is a 5 diamond gamble. And then if you put that into your inventory and like swap it around anywhere, right? That will run the gamble, and then you have a list of items that you can get from it there as well. Right. So notice, my big one is netherite ingots. 219 netherite ingots. I have 0 diamonds to my name. Actually, that's a lie. I think I have, what, 2? I have 2 diamonds to my name. Right? But I have 219 netherite ingots. Right? Which is just kind of laughable. Right? As well as, right, I also have a whole bunch of elytras and other various goodies that I can get from it as well. And this has been kind of a 2-in-1 combo farm here, right? So it's the gold is nice for setting up the beacons, right? So that my beacon is now currently made out of gold and iron, as well as just the sheer amount of diamonds we can get from the flesh is what's been helping run other projects. So yeah, so all it takes, right, is when you're AFKing. Golem is injured. I don't understand why he's getting injured. They shouldn't be able to hit him at all. Because he lasts, like, forever. Weird. We've also had the turtle egg break twice? I think it was twice. But yeah, so that's what we've been up to, right? We've built a whole farm. We've built a runway. And now we're starting to get like lots of money as well, and then now we're shifting over to gearing ourselves up, because in the next little bit here, sooner rather than later, we'd like to try and make an event of unlocking the end. So we haven't discussed with anybody yet what times are going to be available to get that going. I definitely wanted to wait until I was feeling a lot better and back into streaming before we did anything with the end. But that said, I'm back here now. I do have plans for getting armor upgrades. I actually can't see my armor with being in this little hovercraft. But yeah, it's like we want to finish setting that all up, let everyone get a chance to get ready, finish up any other projects that they want to finish up before we get to the end. That's another big reason why the aircraft was such a big, cool an idea for me, was it's going to make traveling in the End Islands so much easier, actually having an airship compared to, you know, ender pearls and elytra and never-ending rockets, right? Because with the upgrades they go rather quickly, right? So yeah, that's been pretty well what we've been up to. There's a couple other things which I'll showcase just kind of in the meantime for the sake of talking. Another big thing was we discovered a few cool biomes underneath. So this is going to be the Bioshroom Caves, which I discovered, which is an underground biome that has some really cool looking woods and whatnot that you can get from these mushrooms. Right, so I'm super excited to build some of this. I haven't harvested any of it yet, but it is on the list. And then another one which we have, or I've also found, was Prismachasm. And this thing is cool, right? These RGB rocks and moss and whatnot. I actually harvested a good chunk of this Prismos, and actually, yeah, Prismos is I was thinking this Prismos sprout. But yeah, I did harvest a good chunk of this that I do want to end up planning and bringing over and building around my base. That said, we will cross that bridge when we get there, because that's gonna be a little bit of work here yet, because I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of terraforming and then harvest all this and then go back. And then lastly, the one thing that's been really good for us for getting all of our upgrades and whatnot for villagers has been the big ass village, as it was so accurately dubbed by Michelle. Okay. I'll just take a minute here to show off the scale of it. This thing is huge. Alright, there's actually 2 of these little pyramids that both had some good loot into them. And then yeah, this thing's got like a cool like tiered design where it's like the houses are underneath. And yeah, it keeps going along to the side, goes up, right, the nice eucalyptus biome right beside it. Right, and then it just keeps going. Right, so that's actually where our mending villager is currently situated. But yeah, right, there's just this huge village that's located here. Right, you can actually, if I zoom in on the map, see the scale of it. right? Because it keeps going past this little hill as well. So we spent a good chunk of time here as well, just kind of like going through the pyramids, kind of looking at each of the houses. And then the reason why I have so many deaths, which I don't think there's actually there's no tracker on deaths. But yeah, the one that's caused a lot of deaths for myself is the stupid fucking dungeon. Once upon a time, there was 3 waystones in here. It was this, stupid fucking dung, dung 2 and dung 3. But now we've just kind of got it sorted out some, so going to stupid fucking dung will bring you up to the top, which this nice little garden area is cool. As I step up and look over the edge. Okay, how's the elytra? It's gonna break. We'll use the quadcopter. Right. The absolute scale of this dungeon. Right. This is where we got a lot of our resource loot, right? So I got a whole bunch of iron, diamonds, and whatnot at the time. Of course, diamonds are gone. But yeah, there's a lot of resource loot here in this dungeon. And it was super cool, except for the fact that the enemies were bullshit. I'm talking supercharged creepers on top of ravagers. They had something called gearlings. I believe they were retextured out zombies or something like that. That would one-shot you just because of all the shit that they had. Variations of wither skeletons in it, regular skeletons, and just small baby zombies that they had. And yeah, it was like everything one-shot. So as cool as this place is and as much loot as there is, it's just so bullshit, right? I think most of the spawners have been taken out of it, so now it would probably be safe to loot. But just kind of give you a idea of the architecture that's in here. Right. Popping inside, right, it's all... Give me my screen back, thank you. Oh, I need to use it for a second. That's embarrassing. Anyways. Right, you can see that it's all kind of like industrial in size. Lots of copper, right? Lots of clockwork going on there. Right? Lots of mud blocks in here. Right? Yeah, you can see how much damage they're doing. Now I actually have half decent armor, but at the time it was not good. I think this is the path to get across. Oh, that's still there. Not breaking that. Yeah, you'll be able to see here in the main tower that we have, right? All the cool stuff that's in here. And it looks super cool. Wow, yep, something broke. I'm dying. Yeah, so either way, it's still doing shit tons of damage in here. And I'm still very scared while in here. Fuck off. Right. Yeah, it's got some really cool architecture at least. Right, and yeah, the towers just keep going up. Looks like no one's touched this one tower, which is interesting, myself included. Alright, so yeah, it's like, look at how much stuff's in here, right? Super cool. Let's see if I can find another chest that's nice and cheeky to grab, just to kind of showcase what kind of loot we were receiving in here. Right? Recognize that banner? I took that off. Right? That's actually what's on the aircraft. And regular skeletons. There we go. This will be an easy one to grab. Okay. So, you know, good chunk of diamonds here as well, which is definitely welcome. Okay. And then, yeah, just a whole bunch of different random loot chests located throughout the dungeon, right? Like, that's already a stack of iron. Like, just absolutely insane. Right? So yeah, so this is another one that took us a lot of time, and we spent a good chunk of time here in the last like week or so it's been. Just kind of sorting through everything. Yeah, so that said, I think that pretty well catches us up to date in this about hour it's been. I don't really have much of a plan for actually doing anything for this stream. I just kind of wanted to take a little bit of time ahead of everything else and showcase what's been going on the server. Probably will end up streaming, maybe even again later here today. But but I don't know. I prefer this streaming one-take wonder method than recording. So I could have recorded an update and hyper edited it and shit, but that's not for me, right? I'm finding it very hard to keep up with edited content, so at least this way I can get something out to you, get you back up to date, and so on and so forth. But yeah, that said, there's not much else to really say. I'm not pressed for time or anything, so if I can come up with something to do to keep going, absolutely we will. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to showcase here. Yeah, we do have a direct wormhole, or waystone to the top of the murder chute. Or thing, right? Biome. Yeah, nothing else to really comment on. Oh, we did find a woodland mansion as well, I guess. Right, that was another one we kind of geared up for a mansion fight. It was Jesse, Alex, myself, and Michelle. Sorry, we all kind of just came in here and raided through the place. I don't think anything stood out really is really cool that we got. Like there was a few special enemies that were made or created for this, but for the most part, nothing really stands out. Right? We've got tapestries instead of banners, so I can't really use those in the aircraft. There's a storage room up here I missed. However, it looks like it's one of the ones that just have really crap loot in it. Yeah. Nothing outstanding in here. But yeah, so yeah, this is another one that we kind of went through. There's not much else to really say about it. Oh. Huh. Huh. Did not see this. But yeah, so I don't think I really have anything else much I want to add to this or say to this. Oh, that's actually nice. I didn't see this one either. Okay. Still finding loot in here. Huh. Huh. But yeah, yeah, in the next little bit we're gonna be planning an end raid at some point. As well as probably a sort of boss rush. We've noticed off to the side that there's a whole bosses tab, and so we're wanting to go through quite a few of them. I think, let's see, what has all been encountered? I know Matthew's looked at the Nether Gauntlet and has fought it. I was present during a fight with the Void Blossom, so I've seen the Void Blossom. That was, Michelle was one fighting it, and we just kind of helped her do some chip damage and defeat some of like the portal things it has, kind of similar to the Ender Dragon. Let's see, I haven't done any of that. Me and Alex did fight Negus last night. That was an obnoxious fight, so probably won't do that one again, but we'll see. I think Matthew also fought the Decaying King. And then I think the rest of this is open-ended, no one's done yet. So yeah, we've got a little bit of stuff left to do here. But yeah, last thing I want to touch base on before I kind of end it off, because I do have other things I have to do here this afternoon. The plan for the base, other than maybe putting something up there, underneath there is, oh, you can also see our failed farm previously. This was what we were first working on. That was going to be our little like secret spawner for Big Gamma Trade Federation. There's actually still a sign on it as well, right? Property of the Big Gamma Trade Federation. The spawner died out. Right, you can see me waiting here. It's got no more spawns left in it. Right, so the game, apparently, we didn't realize it in the mod packs list when we were first looking at it. There's limited spawners, right? Like, the spawners only spawn so much. So that was a massive oversight on our end. So this is kind of just a funny haha reminder spot of, oh yeah, we did that. But it's funny because we had to make them go so far up and then take a really far drop to get them down half heart to run the same design instead of the normal 23 blocks. But yeah, so the last thing I want to showcase is what's going to be planned for underneath our base as a sort of like grow den like design is these budding diamonds that are under my base. Right? I've got 2 nodes here. You can see if I come through here. Oh, gotta let myself up. There's a second node over there that I've kept harvesting. I was inside of a creative world when we were testing things out for the piglin farm. And apparently you can use a sticky piston on these. And it will pull it back and forth so you can get them to harvest and still like keep growing in a controlled area. So what I'm going to have to do is clear out a section underneath the house and then use a piston and push these 1 block at a time up to the house and then get them in spot. So there are quite a few here. So it's going to be a rather obnoxious project to do. Definitely one I don't have the time for right now. But at some point that is something I want to do because that'll work out really nice with the whole theming of, you know, diamonds are everything, gotta get all the money, haha, right, of the Big Grandma Trade Federation. So that's good. Another project that we have lined up that's gonna go onto that grow den like design. But yeah, other than all that, it's good to be back. Okay. Streaming has been a lot of fun the last little bit here, right? Especially trying to take more of a casual approach with this series in particular, right? I know it's only been a few episodes, right? And I think like this is the 3rd stream for it, 4th maybe. And then I untimely got sick for it. But it was enough that I kept it in the back of my mind even while I was sick, and I had to fight with myself to make sure I rested and not, you know, have to put on a presentation, right, and all that, right? The little bit that goes with streaming of I wanted to just show everything. I wanted to show everything. I wanted to do everything so I could look back on and, oh my god, I've got all this going on, right? And I can actually see what's been going on and have it documented, and it would be super nice to actually have a whole series going through. It was almost like an addiction, or I was like, oh, I want to do this, right? I want to do the content. I haven't felt like that doing content with edited content in, well, pretty well ever. Edited content just takes so much effort for, at the stage we're at, very little reward. So I'm super excited to keep streaming, right? Hopefully now that we've kind of like gotten health's kind of come back a little bit, hopefully nothing really comes up in the way of streaming the next little bit. I'd like to keep going with Abiotic Factor. I'd like to keep going with streams in general, right? Wednesday works out really well for me right now, so as best as we can I'll try and stick to that. But that said, I don't really have much else to add to this, right? So nice little update, about an hour-long stream. I hope you enjoyed being caught up, right, and seeing the little bit that's gone on. Wish could have brought you around for the ride. Unfortunately, things got in the way. And yeah, eventually we'll be back here again, actually playing through, right, and hanging out with people again, right? Starting working on projects again here as well. So if you're excited for that, excited to see more, excited to just see more in general, consider liking and subscribing. I don't know, that's just me. That's okay, well, regardless, I'm gonna leave it on that very sour note. That's gonna be it for now. Just kind of a catch up. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm repeating myself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Bye bye.